Hey guys, it's Herb Trades here, going over another one of my successful trades. This is on CLSK on February 10th, 2022. And from initial entries near 870 up to 1063, we've got about a 22% move. And I'm just going to go over how I traded it. I'll show you all my entries and my exits, my process, and how I found it, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. First, I'll just show my trades here, and I'll pull up my FinViz here, and as you can see, I netted about $2,500 from this trade total. It's one of my bigger winners of the day, and as you can see, just kind of trading around a core here from entries down here, selling up here, entry, exit, entry. This is just a ticker that kept giving and until it didn't. And then I flipped short and made some money on the short side as well. So let's turn these trades off and show you just kind of how I found this trade in the first place. So this stock had kind of been running up the previous day, and they had earnings. This is pretty good earnings. So if you go to the daily, you can see their earnings per share here. 5 cents a share minus 49 cents, 5 cents. And here we go, it's 35 cents a share. And if you go to the news here, reports record first quarter financial results. This is an energy company. And so energy sector has been very hot lately. So already I'm interested in it being in the energy sector. So you see this good earnings, and when we go back to the 1 minute, it ran up after hours the day before a little bit, and then kind of sold off here in the pre-market. But what caught my eye is the fact that it had recovered all the way back up to these pre-market levels. And so as soon as I saw this start to perk up here, that's when I started mapping out some levels. So based on the previous video, I always start at the daily and map out any possible daily resistance or support levels. And really you want it to be obvious. So this was the day before here on the 9th, and here's the 10th. So we're already above all these levels, so I don't need to worry about anything below here. So you mark this one. A lot of these don't really have a whole lot of significance to me unless it has high volume. So this daily candle right here, I'll just mark the low of it. And then we have a few candles right here that this one has a little bit higher volume, so I'm going to mark that 1056, another pivot 1063, and another one here 1077. So we have a lot of resistance right here. So going into the trade, I know that we could hit our peak somewhere around these levels. But if we happen to break over them, there's not a whole lot between here and then you have up to $12 here. So $1.50 per share of room after you get past these levels. So after you mark your daily levels, then we'll mark this one too. And then the previous day high right here. So after you mark all of your daily levels, then you're going to go down to smaller time frame here. And just mark your pre-market levels or anything else that stands out. So already I can see this 914 daily level is being respected that previous day after hours. And then you can see at open right here, rejected near that level as well. So the only other level I'm really going to be marking is this high right here, 929. And so let's go from there. So, as I mentioned, first I saw that it recovered all the way up to here. So as soon as I see this, I'm going to be looking for the first pullback. And, the first pullback could be on, the 1 minute 8 or the 1 minute 20. But considering the move that we had, let's see. Considering like this big move that we had, I'm going to want something a little bit more substantial to be able to set up for a bigger move later. And so that's exactly what we did. We came back near this 876 daily level and also held above this first leg. We have some consolidation here that it broke out of, and then we pulled back and kind of held this consolidation area and VWAP. And that also happened to be the 5 minute 8, which is my favorite level to add dips on. So, first entries were right around here, 870s. And as you can see, this thing just surfed the 8 on the 5 minute the entire day until it finally failed and broke down under it. And we tried to push back up, failed against it. So very strong EMA support on this ticker. It was very fluid, lots of places to scale in, on the dips, scale out on the extensions, and just keep riding this until it stops working. So let's go back to the 1 minute, kind of pull my trades back up. Where are we at? All right. So as you can see, first entry is right here, scaling near this, first scales are right here at the top of this first resistance. And then we have this pre-market high level, it's 929 that I'm scaling near, and then we're re-adding. And so as we pull back, we held this 914 daily level. That's pretty key. And there's a lot of buying. You can kind of see the way the wicks are wicking up, that there is still buyers interested. And then we just kind of ride the 8 on the 1 minute. And you can tell also that the 50 on the 1 minute right here, this green line, it acts as pretty strong support as well throughout this whole run up. So you can kind of see we curl off it down here. We curl off it down here, right here, and then this is where I decide to get long again because we're holding that 50 again. And then we run into this 980 daily level and then consolidate right above it. And so for me, we kind of got this mini flag going on. Perfect place to hold and keep moving up for another breakout. So adding more shares right here just before the breakout. Nice extension to sell into. Pull back to the 50 yet again. Hold that and continue grinding up. And guess where we hit resistance? All three of these daily levels, we bounced exactly off 1063. That is no coincidence. That is strictly based off these daily levels that we are marking out to begin with. Right here, this 1063. So as soon as I'm seeing, it stall there, I'm being cautious. And as you can see, I'm pretty much all out of my position right here after we reject for a second time. And then we come up here and already you can kind of tell there's weakness right here. We are trading below the 50, and although we do hold it, it doesn't make a substantial move back up. And that's where I actually flipped short for the breakdown. Covered pretty early down here, and this thing just pretty much faded the rest of the day. But this is a great example of trading around a core and just letting the trade work for you. All these dips are so great to get long on. There's good risk levels. You have your daily levels that you see it test and hold. And as long as you see these patterns arise, I saw pretty early, okay, it's holding the 50, it's holding the 50, holding the 50. I'm going to use that as a guide the rest of the day. And even as we come back up, we kind of test the 50 here and fail. So, when you see those patterns, take advantage of them and play them until they stop working. So, that is pretty much it. Nothing too crazy, but this was a trade that I really could have let do its own thing while I traded other tickers. It's exactly what I did. It was just kind of on a thumbnail chart. And the way that it traded and the personality of the ticker made me confident that it's just going to keep doing its thing and I don't really have to worry about it being too volatile. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you have any comments, comment down in the section below or even DM me. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. And looking forward to the next one. Thanks, guys.